He's going to come up against Gabriel Medina, though, who has been one of the sharpest competitors, Luke, in the opening stages of the season.
Yeah, excited for this one too. Goofyfoot's sort of been in great form for the whole Australian leg, and out in some size now, some different terrain to experience.
And plenty of time in the lineup for the competitors. 50-minute heat, magic run. He also featured in the semi-finals or in the final of the Balkan Pipe Pro earlier this year too. So he's kind of on a roll and showing us just how well-rounded he can be, landing some of the biggest airs we've seen this year also. But it is Medina, the two-time world champ, getting things started here in Heat 9, the round of 32. Big section standing up here. Medina gets that vertical approach happening, goes looking for more down the line, climbs up over that section, and is successful. So sure-footed and planted in these tricky conditions, isn't he?
Yeah, that was an awesome way to open your account, especially with the conditions that everyone's been surfing in, man. That was a really, really good start.
Medina's one guy that can control the amount of speed he has for those bigger, steeper sections and get hard off the bottom.
Yeah, standing way back on the board here, just setting up, linking up these flatter sections for this one, straight up into the lip, comes down, and I love the commitment on the second foam climb. That is so difficult to do on that inside. And let's check this one. Nice bottom turn out of the energy part of the wave and just straight up. Manages to crack that lip just before it breaks. Not safety, but an easier part of the wave to hit, and this is certainly not safety. Straight up onto the foam, onto a massive gurgling monster, and riding out of it.
We'll see if Reef can answer. Plenty of time left for these two competitors. Heazlewood drawing off the bottom. Just transitioning through this first section of the ride, hoping this wall steepens up and he can lay into something special on the inside. Here comes that big section, climbs the roof, gets some projection and brings it down. There's that aggressive approach that's seen him turn in big numbers already this year.
So, Jack, do you think, just watching these first couple of heats, well, now we've seen two men ride waves and the women. Do you think the money part of the wave has turned out to be down near the shore break for the commitment and the big scores?
The wave was insane.
Yeah, Reef I was wondering how he's going to transition to a longer board, but there's no drama there whatsoever. The board looks nice and sparky under his feet. Just cruising through the outside, just wanting to make sure he really connects with that inside, and job done.
Yeah.
Has that similar kind of release in his backside turns as, say, Matt Wilkinson or Italo Ferreira when he gets on top of these steeper sections, able to project, great control. This is such a tricky section, Jack, to ride out of on a bigger day.
Gabby's stroking into this one.
On the outside, Medina gets himself into another one. 6 on his first wave. Heazlewood's just dropped a 5. So the battle is on between these two. And Medina grabs that rail off the bottom. Little tip of the cap to Oki there. Didn't quite get on top of that last section, but you can tell he switched on, and it's always amazing to me how he keeps that board under his feet, Luke, even if he is adjusting after a mistimed hit.
As we've seen taking off, doesn't look like he's riding a longer board, but see, he's just getting a little bit he's putting so much torque into the tail of that board. He's getting a little bit of drift through some of these turns, and had to carry a lot of speed in there and just short of hitting the lip. If he had been able to connect this one, it would have been incredible. As we see another replay of him setting up here. Bottom turns very early and just couldn't get up against that one, but I really like the way that he's so stable in the foam, even though not connecting correctly. Look at the ride out. This guy's got glue foot on right now. He's not going anywhere. He's going to ride over whatever's in front of him.
Tick for tack right now.
Reef Heazlewood on the outside currently needs a 6.1 to get ahead of Medina. Feels like conditions might be cleaning up a little bit here at the moment. As Reef, the surfer from the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, draws off the bottom. A little sticky off the top there, but he can still save this ride with some big moves on the inside. Gets a bit of projection, some momentum for this final section. Can't get on top of that closeout though. 41 minutes to go, and Strider, both these guys doing some work before the heat even got underway.
So much, out in front of their heat before it even started, and I'm sure that happens quite a bit. Jack, does that, go down quite a bit for you guys before the heat, the mental warfare?
Yes and no. I think lately it's just been the anticipation of actually running the event. I think everyone's ready to surf right now. So that's why you're seeing all these guys kind of really going for it.
Strider, just quickly, mate, we know you like to stick your neck out and make a call on who you think's going to progress. I think Pipe Masters World Title Showdown performances we've ever seen.
Anything he took on there, the back door, the pipeline, he just managed to turn it into money.
Yeah, I think if you're getting credit from people like Jamie O'Brien for your backhand tube riding at back door, then you're doing something right. Medina's up at the moment, trying to get rid of a 5.1 here. Hasn't done much on the outside. That's good news for spectators. That generally means you're going to see something big down the end of the ride, and he unloads on that final section. You could feel it coming. Just standing back, biding his time. And he absolutely hammered the closeout there. Should be a decent score. Could replace the 5.1. Certainly is going to turn in a good score for that final manoeuvre.
I like the way he's just keeping his flow going on the outside, keeping these turns on the flatter sections really smooth and fluid. That's so when he gets onto the inside, he can attack when he needs to. Another nice carve there, so smooth, and that's that bottom turn just up into the lip, and there's the money.
Wow.
That's going to take his total wave score into a good range there for the conditions that are going on, and just surfing this heat perfectly at the moment. Being really patient for the section to come to him as we see Reef Heazlewood having a look at this big foamy wall.
Oh, no.
Trying to get upside down on the outside, but just coming unstuck there, maybe slipping off the tail.
Let's see if he can recover. Out the back, though, it looks like Medina's up again. Already had three pretty impressive numbers, and he's on his way to another here. Trying to get rid of a 6-point ride to get further ahead of the wild card. Just pacing himself, just standing patiently, waiting for this last section. And again, just times that end section hit so beautifully. And he feels pretty good about that one.
Huge score.
Huge score.
Two words, huge score. And just getting that big turn on the outside is going to impress the judges immensely. And then the inside as well. So it's going to be the best score of the day by so far.
At this first turn, this is how it's going to go excellent right there. That first turn was so critical. I don't think I've seen anyone do that all day. Plus, he gets these two kind of bonus sections here that were pretty steep. He gets to go vertical there, and then he just loads up and waits. And then, boom, delivers. Excellent score right there.
Talk to me about the power in this guy's surfing, Luke, because we saw this morning it felt like some of the competitors in the quarterfinals in the women's side were struggling to get these deeper bottom turns happening, to get vertical on these sections.
Yeah, Gabriel Medina's ability to hold the rail for so long off the bottom is incredible talent that he has. I just like the way that there's not much rail to rail other than traveling great length. And look at this bottom turn. Bottom turns himself into speed, steps back on the tail a little bit more, make sure he lines up the lip, and then gets a little shampoo on the way down. And look, he's so far up the wave there, and he still had to make sure that he got on top of that foam coming from the wave and ride over it, and salutes to a fantastic ride.
He knew it was going to be a big number. 9.1 for Medina, well out in front now. As we see Reef utilising his priority here, Medina just keeping him guessing. And Reef has just skipped out on a couple of rides now. So has to just compose himself, get himself on some bigger waves and let go of some of the big turns we've seen from him already this year. Well, Medina up again. Can he get rid of a 6.93? He's out of this one.
Bit of cat and mouse, looking around for waves out there. It's a big playing field when the waves are this size, Ron. You got to move around. You got to keep busy. Yeah, a lot of work there for Reef Heazlewood to get accomplished in the next 7.5 minutes.
Here goes Reef now. He's taken a couple of falls on his last couple of rides. It might just be the cold factor playing into it for him. He's gone down again on this one.
A little bit too front-footed there through that section.
Well, that's really been the only highlight to speak of for him in this heat. And Medina starting to make his way in. He gets ankle tapped at the bottom of that one. Just when you think you got bells figured out, we'll slap you down. 45 seconds to go here, Reef Heazlewood. You'd have to say another successful appearance from the wildcard, who again just continues to throw everything he's got at these championship tour heats, but he did survive the second round, so gets himself here into the round of 32. That effort at all, especially when you look at who he overcame in the second round, Mikey Wright and Jesse Mendez, two form surfers. 15 seconds to go, and this heat's in the bag for Medina.
Done deal. Nice turn to boot to go to the shore too. And impressive performance there. Gabriel Medina going through, coasting through to the next round.